First Alert Weather from meteorologist Amber Wheeler.
Well, we have a major winter storm impacting a huge chunk of the nation. We are not seeing the frozen
Sunday, the NFC Championship is on.
we have happening for us tonight. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you what we have going on right now, and then we're going to go through hour by hour what the rest of the night will look like. I'm going to show you a wide view, and then I'm going to go real tight in on the New Orleans metro to give you an even better view of tonight's storms. Here's where we're at right now. We've got this shield of rain and storms that have been moving in from Texas since this morning. We do have a flood advisory for Baton Rouge. That tells you the type of atmosphere that we have right now. These rain and storms are now starting to approach the metro. We're starting to see some moving through New Orleans, but we have been seeing that through the Bayou parishes, Thibodaux into Morgan City. You can see these areas of some moderate to heavy rain. The entire system itself is moving from west to east, but you've got these storms that are moving along that as well. Laplace, you've got some heavier rain coming towards you again, as well as Norco. Heading off towards the east here, looking towards the city, now starting to see a thunderstorm and really a small thunderstorm moving through. I've got the lightning counter turn on. It's not a high amount of lightning here, but this is carrying some heavy rain. And then we head to the North Shore where we've got better chances for some rain and storms as well. In fact, you can see up towards Mandeville into Covington, Ponchatoula, all that's lifting towards you. So keep that in mind. You've got some heavy stuff coming for you, Covington, Beatico into Ponchatoula there, up towards the North Shore, Pearl River, Slidell, starting to see that as well. And you've just got this big shield of rain moving through Pearl River and Hancock counties there, Poplarville up 59, you name it. We're all going to be seeing rain for tonight. There's Franklinton, of course, Tangipahoa, and we're watching that all as rain. That's the most important part here, is that this is all as rain, and that we do have a chance for some of these storms to give us some heavy downpours, which means we've got that chance for some isolated street flooding. This is not a huge flood threat here, but it is an isolated street flood threat that we've got to watch after. So here's what we have going on for the rest of the day today. You can see that area of showers and thunderstorms, and more storms kind of moving in from the southwest to the northeast along that line. I'm watching probably around the next hour or so for heavier stuff to move into the city. Stronger storms possible. The severe threat is not necessarily high today as it is tomorrow. And then we head through the evening here, 6, 7 o'clock. Watching some of these storms try to exit around that time. I know we have Chubacas lining up at 5, or about 4 or 5, and then starting at 7. You still have some showers and storms that could move through that area. Here's the North Shore this evening, still watching some storms trying to exit, but we don't completely dry out. This is heading into tonight. This is around midnight. Still some isolated showers that will move through, but notice that all this is mostly staying off towards our west. This is a stationary frontal boundary, and it's going to stay there until we get some energy in the upper levels to push it towards us again, and that's going to happen into Sunday morning. Here's early Sunday morning. These are some isolated cells that we need to watch after. This is where we have our severe threat that gets a little more heightened here. It's not a high threat, but it's something that we have to watch after. We could see some hail in some of these storms. We've got the parameters for that, and we could see some isolated tornadoes. It's not a widespread threat for tornadoes, but it's an isolated threat. This is heading into 8 a.m. on Monday. Sunday, 8 a.m. This will push through the area as scattered embedded thunderstorms that will be strong. Notice that this rain will continue throughout much of the morning, and at this time we're just pulling in the colder air. That's that big Arctic plunge that we've been talking about and advertising for the last week. That's when it moves in. So it's not moving in for us until late Sunday into Monday. For folks up towards the north, they're seeing the ice in northern Louisiana today and into tomorrow, but we are in the warm sector here. Here's a more zoomed in look. So here's Lake Pontchartrain, there's New Orleans there's Mandeville, Covington, Ponchatoula, Laplace. You get it. If you live in these areas, you can really pick out where you're at. So I'm going to go through this again with a little tighter view here. We know we have a lot of folks heading out to Chubacas this evening. This is about 4:30 or so, and the radar is probably going to look very similar to this. It may not be exact, but we do have that chance for those heavy downpours around the time that folks are setting up for Chubacas. They already know that there's rain coming, so if you are going out to watch the parade, make sure you have your umbrella and your poncho, because you are going to need it at some point. And then notice that we're just going to keep it ramped up for a few hours. There's 5 o'clock and into 6 o'clock or so. We'll probably get a bit of a break, so some of this could try try to end when we start the parade at 7. Notice the North Shore, you're still seeing the rain and storms linger into the evening hours, but we don't quite get rid of it until we get later on tonight, and even then it still is going to be isolated. We'll get that brief break, and then there are those isolated cells that move in tomorrow morning that we've got to watch after when they're real by them, kind of discrete like this and by themselves. Those pose that small tornado risk, and then we'll follow that through the morning here. And notice that the winds now, I don't know if you can see it, but the winds now by about 11 o'clock will be coming from the northwest. So that's going to be pulling in that cold air, and we will be talking a very deep plunge Sunday into Monday and Tuesday. There's another look at our rain and storms right now. If you were to look at your radar app on our Fox 8 weather app, you would see the exact same thing that I'm seeing, and you can follow these storms as well. Of course, if we get any flood advisories that are near us here, your phone will let you know if you turn on your location. So you'll be able to know if you've got the heavy stuff around you. This is not going to be like a summertime thunderstorm type of event where you get that 1 to 2 inches in a half an hour and you get that fast street flooding. Minor street flooding is certainly possible with this setup with that slow soaking rain. And then of course we'll be talking a very big plunge. The map is lit up with all of these winter weather alerts. You've got the ice storm warning to the north. No one should be traveling here. I know that you've probably heard this ad nauseum over the last few days. This is the area where we're going to see the ice. We're right here on the edge where Baton Rouge is. And so we're under more of an extreme cold warning because this is really looking ahead to after the rain and storms has moved out. This is where the rain and storms are giving, or I should say the winter storm is giving the frozen stuff. But as that moves out and we all plunge, the extreme cold warning is for after all that rain moves out. A lot of stuff happening here for everybody else along the Gulf Coast. That extreme cold watch off towards our east, the cold advisory up towards Alabama there. But coming up at 5 o'clock, I'm going to do another live stream for you, and we're going to go over those storms again because by then we'll have probably some stronger ones or at least some heavier stuff moving through again. And then I'm going to dissect the cold weather for you, show you just how cold we get. Again, that's a live stream here at 5 o'clock. And then, of course, we'll be on later on tonight for Fox 8 News at 9 and 10. Now, if you have that's not the one that you're using right now, you can scan this QR code. You can